Hey yo, welcome back to my channel. My name's Sherry and my channel is Blue Gemini. Okay, yeah, so I am on my way home. Well, almost. I'm gonna get food. So you guys, I have a big announcement to make. Now, this video is not going to go out today. It'll be technically tomorrow. Today is Thursday. But I'm not going to put it out till tomorrow because I have to tell some people some things first. But so it was weird to say because I don't usually make it like announcements and stuff like this. Like, I low-key haven't even told Minnie at all because I don't like that whole like, oh, I have something to say and here it goes. Okay, let me just get into traffic. Okay, so y'all, a lot of my subs already jinxed me. Thanks, y'all. Oh, this lighting is horrible. Oh my god. Don't judge me. But a lot of my subs already guessed it. And you guys, I am with child. I don't know how to feel about it yet. Well, I know how to feel about it because I've low-key like been... It's been kind of like a roller coaster. Like, I'm not gonna lie. Like, I didn't even really want to confirm it with nobody. Like really like confirm it until today. So my appointment that I just left was my first ultrasound. And I know like some of my subs, ooh, I thought I was about to run this light. I know a lot of my subs already said like when I was like not feeling good for the last like 2 months ago, a lot of people were like, oh, it sounds like pregnancy symptoms. And I was just like, no, don't jinx me. And y'all, I really meant that because I did not think that that was the case. So yeah, and a lot of my doctors kind of didn't know. Like, the doctors I was seeing, like, nobody could really give me no real answers. Come on, people. Nobody could really give me no real answers. So I know that sounds weird and stuff. Like, people are just like, oh, well, you take a pregnancy test and bam, you're pregnant. Yeah, nah. My cases are different, y'all. Like, I have issues with my pregnancies. Like, I'm high risk every single pregnancy. And then on top of that, I'm naturally paranoid. Like, when I was pregnant with Renaya, I kid you not, I thought I was miscarrying up until she was like maybe 7 months in my stomach. Like, I just always kept thinking like, oh, she's not moving. All right, well, that's it. Like, I literally like give myself anxiety over it. So every little thing I assume is something going wrong. And so with this one, so okay, y'all, I'm like kind of gonna be like all over the place because yeah, it's kind of hard to like kind of break it down because there's only been one person that I really like been telling since the day I started figuring it out, like figuring out what was going on. And even then, it's like, even when I talk to the doctors, they're just kind of confused too. So, okay, so let me rewind, okay? Stay with me. So when I was really sick that week, like in April, okay? Well, first off, y'all, like, I bled my life out, okay? TMI, but I bled my life out, all right? So after that, I just didn't feel good after that, okay? So pregnancy never crossed my mind. I was just like, okay, you know, I bled, whatever, you know? So, and I, like, mind you, like, y'all, I was on the IUD, like the NuvaRing. So I was just like, no, that's not a possibility, like, no. So I went to the doctor Did I go to the doctor for that? I think I did. And they pretty much said, like, is there a possibility you're pregnant, blah, blah. I was like, no, because I'm on the ring and I just had a period. Okay. So in some cases, if you say, like, no, there's no chance, they're not going to give you a test or whatever. So I think that's when I started just taking iron pills, thinking, like, okay, that would help. They did blood work, and they said everything came back normal. And so I started taking iron pills. Okay. I started feeling a little better. Like, y'all remember I started making videos and I was just like, okay, I feel a little better. I don't feel 100% myself, but I feel a little better. I was feeling like crap before, like not keeping food down or nothing. Like, and side note, like, I don't even remember ever really having morning sickness like that. No, I did, but not like early on like that. I think I used to have morning sickness like with Renaya, like at 4 or 5 months or something like that. So, okay, so I didn't think nothing of it. I just thought, like, okay, I lost too much blood. Like, I'm deficient in something. Especially because the iron pills were kind of helping. Okay. So then, my boyfriend's sister came over, and she came over like maybe like 3-4 weeks after that. Okay. And I was just telling her, like, what was going on with me or whatever. Because, like, mind you, like, me and my sister was having the same kind of issues. Like, my sister was telling me she was feeling the same type of stuff. So, I didn't think nothing of it. Like, I thought it was just, like, I'm deficient in something. And so, my boyfriend's sister came over, and she joked and was just like, maybe you're pregnant. And I'm just like, no. And, like, my mom said it, too. My mom had said it, too, like, maybe, like, a week before. And I was just like, no, like, no, I'm on birth control and I had a period, so no. So when my boyfriend's sister said it, I was just like, let me take a test just to rule it out, because, and then my subs kept saying it, so I was just like, let me just take a test to rule it out, because I mean, I know I'm not. And y'all, I took the test and it said I was, okay? But the lines were super light, so with me, I Google everything. Like, I Google everything. Like, I know you're not supposed to, because they say, like, Google is the worst thing to do when something's going on. But I like to Google just so that I know, okay, it could be this, it could be this, it could be this. I don't lock it into one thing. I just kind of take it as, like, hope for the best, prepare for the worst. But I want to know what the worst could be. So, I was Googling it and just Googling, like, is it normal to bleed that much? Like, y'all, like, I remember when I was bleeding, I literally said to my boyfriend, like, what if I was miscarrying? Like, just not even joking, but just as far as, like, this has never happened to me, this is weird. So I was Googling it, and it was saying that stuff was saying, like, yeah, you like, it was pretty much like everything that I was searching was pretty much saying, like, miscarriage. Like, that's what it was all leading to. None of the stuff that I was reading, where am I at? Oh, I went too far. But none of the stuff that I was reading, I'm going to grab some pizza, y'all. I was going to get some McDonald's, but I'm not trying to spend an arm and a leg buying McDonald's for everybody. Because my boyfriend's sister is there, and then her daughter's there. So I'm not going to buy McDonald's for everybody, and then we all eating and they not eating. So I'm going to get some pizza that way. It's just enough for everybody. But, so anyway, So everything that I was looking up was basically saying that. And mind y'all, like, I'm already a paranoid person when it comes to pregnancies. I'm already, like, I just think every little thing is just miscarrying. Like, I've never had a miscarriage, but I don't know. I think I'm just so paranoid of it. And just the fact that, you know, it's something that just can happen. So I was like, okay, like, it was a miscarriage. Like, that's the only thing that kind of makes sense, because the bleeding just did not make sense. Every time I was asking, like, my friend or my sister, it was just, they were just like, that doesn't make sense. So we basically chalked it up to a miscarriage, or like I was slowly miscarrying or something, because the lines on the pregnancy test were super faint too. So I know, like, I don't know for sure, but I feel like I've heard that, like, that makes a difference, like, if the lines are dark or not. And it wasn't. It was super light. Well, no, the first time I took it, it was dark. Okay. And then a few days later, I took one, and it was getting lighter and lighter and lighter. So I couldn't even make a doctor's appointment, like, instantly or nothing. I think I had to wait like 2 weeks, a week or something like that. So I was just thinking like, okay, miscarriage or whatever. So it wasn't no point in announcing like, oh yeah, hey guys, I'm pregnant, but hey, this is what's happening. Or I just didn't want to, I didn't want to speak it into existence. I wanted to figure out exactly what was going on with me first. So I went to my doctor's like a week or two later, and they basically had me go do some blood work. So my regular doctor that I usually see, because I was gonna jump to something, but I don't want to confuse everybody. So I usually have a certain specialist that I see. I saw her with Eris. She had moved to a different office. So at the office that I went to, the doctor that I saw was another doctor I saw 2 years before Eris, and she was not the like the pregnancy doctor anymore, like the one that can do an ultrasound, because that's what I wanted them to do, just do an ultrasound, confirm, or just give me some kind of confirmation of something. So she was just like the OBGYN that just does like pap smears and stuff like that. She does the initial things with the pregnancies, but then once you're pregnant, you go to another office where the other lady went to. So I explained to her what happened. I explained to her the bleeding. I explained to her all of it. She was confused. So she had me go do blood work for to test my HCG level, because she said also it sounded like it was a I don't know if she said it was an early miscarriage or like the miscarriages that just take a minute to actually fully finish. So she had me go do blood work, and as I did the blood work, she tested the HCG levels. It took a week to get those back because I had to take a test and then 2 days later take another test. So then I wait a week. She calls me. She gives me the results. She tells me that the levels are not doubling like they should, and basically left me with nothing again. Like, she basically said the levels aren't doubling, they increase, but they're not increasing as fast as they should. So she was like, either you're further along than I'm thinking, or you're miscarrying. So she pretty much left me with nothing. So I had to make an appointment. When she called me, I needed to make an appointment with my actual, like the actual like pregnancy doctor that I usually see. They didn't have an opening until that next week. So I was just sitting there like, what the hell? Like, I don't know what I should be thinking. Like, if I should be thinking like, okay, let me mentally prepare to have another baby, or what? Like what? So I was just like, I wasn't accepting it. I wasn't in denial of it. I was doing all the precautions. I stopped smoking, everything, as soon as I found out it could be, just because of the fact that it's like, I don't know if it is, I don't know if it's not. I don't really know what to feel. And so when my doctor called me and told me that she basically don't got no answers for me still, I went to ER. Okay. So, because mind y'all, like, I bled April 1st and I was spotting the entire month. So I'm like, this isn't normal. It's not normal for a pregnancy. This is not normal. Nobody can tell me this is normal. And yet nobody can explain to me why. So I went to ER because I was just like, I just need somebody to do an ultrasound, something, just to confirm something. So I think everybody who, because every time I went like to a doctor, because I was just like, I just need to know, like, is it yes or is it no, or like what's going on. I think they all felt bad for me because they would be like, oh, how far are you? And I'm just like, I don't know. I don't even know. Nobody can confirm to me if I'm pregnant, if I'm miscarrying, or what. So I think they all felt bad, and they just wanted to give me some answers. So I went to the ER, and I told them I was cramping. I wasn't, but I just told them I was. So they did an ultrasound. They did they did more blood work or whatever. So they told me that the blood work came back. It increased from what my doctor said, but they wanted me to go to my doctor again and get it done again so they could compare it. And then they told me that I was measuring about 7 weeks or something like that. And the doctor that told me, the guy that told me, he was just like, this is why I think they felt bad, because he was just like, I'm not supposed to say it. I'm supposed to let the doctor confirm it and everything and talk to you. But he was just like, but you're fine. And so I was like, okay, that's a relief. At least, I know, okay, I am pregnant. I don't want to sit here thinking like, okay, dang, like, am I not? Am I miscarrying or what? Okay. So they pretty much said that it's still a possibility to be slowly miscarrying, but as of right now, you know, it's showing that you are. So I was just like, okay. So that gave me a little bit of like a relief, but it still like didn't confirm that everything was normal because of the fact of all the bleeding. So when I went on my little vacation, I started bleeding again. Okay. So that Monday, I had my doctor's appointment. These cars are not moving, and I'm okay. All right, y'all want to move once I go. Now y'all got to be behind me. But so that little doctor's appointment, I need to get gas. I don't feel like getting gas yet. Okay. But so that doctor's appointment that I saw was with my specialist. Okay. Well, she's not really a specialist, but she just dealt with me before, so she's a specialist to me. So I saw her, okay, and this was maybe like 2 weeks ago. So y'all, literally, like, I've barely really known a confirmation for maybe like 2-3 weeks now. So this was like 2-3 weeks ago, and so she did all the little stuff that she's supposed to do or whatever, and she was just like, randomly, she was just like, well, if they're saying you're measuring about 7-8 weeks, she was like, normally you can't hear a heartbeat until about 10 weeks. So she was like, let me just see. So she did used a little Doppler thingy to see if she could get a heartbeat, and she got one. So she was surprised, because she was just like, she thinks I'm further along than what the ER said. So I'm like, okay, so what am I? How far? Like, tell me something. So I did blood work for them, which, y'all, everything's going so freaking fast. Like, at this point, it's like, I'm just now realizing, like, okay, so I am. Okay, y'all. So the blood work that I did, I need to go to the gas station. Okay, let me just go get it over with. So at this point, I'm doing their blood work, right? And she's like, you'll be able to know the sex in 2 weeks. So I'm like, you know, usually I'm used to, like, being impatient, having to wait like 4 or 5 months to know. So I'm getting told, for one, she's confirming that, yeah, the baby's in there and the baby's beating strong and everything. And then she's telling me that I can know the sex in 2 weeks. So I'm just like, what the hell? Like, this is weird. Like, it's weird, y'all, because it just still doesn't really hit me like that. It hasn't really hit me like that. All right, y'all, hold on. Let me all right, yeah, I'll be right back. Let me get some gas. All right, y'all, I'm back. I had to get some gas. But yeah, so what was I at? So yeah, so she's basically telling me, after I did the blood work, that I can know the sex in 2 weeks. Okay. So it didn't hit me, okay? And so today I had to see a specialist because I'm high risk, okay? Back in 2017, I was pregnant with a little boy. And I mean, I may do a story time on this one day, but I don't really know. I don't know. But I was pregnant with a little boy, and I went into labor at 5 months, and I lost him because his lungs weren't developed. So ever since then, that was right after Renaya. Well, not right after Renaya, but it was before Eris. And so after that, they pretty much diagnosed me with an incompetent cervix, which is basically like my body is just prone to go into labor early. They told me that it's the kind of thing that you can't stop. You usually don't even catch it until you lose a baby. And that I should have technically lost Renaya. So since they diagnosed me with that, it basically made it to where every time I get pregnant, they told me, every pregnancy after that one, I have to see a specialist once a week. After a certain amount of weeks, I have to see a specialist, like from, I think, like, well, right now I have to see a specialist. I just went and saw him today. So they do the ultrasound and everything. And then at 24 weeks, I go and start seeing them every week. And I have to sit there in the sofa for like an hour, and they just monitor and make sure I'm not contracting. And then at I think 29 weeks, I have to see them twice a week up until I give birth. And then I have to get this shot, the McKenna shot, at 16 weeks. I did all this with Eris, so I mean, I'm familiar with it. It's all bittersweet because it's a lot that I have to do. Like, I literally have to have like 3 appointments from 16 weeks up until birth. And I have to go get this shot, a McKenna shot, which is like a steroid. I think it's a steroid. I'm not really sure, but it's supposed to like stop me from going into labor. Like with Eris, I was taking it from 16 weeks and you take it until you give birth. And at 5 months, I started going into labor with her, but not like super bad. Like with the boy, I like went into full blown labor. Like I was in hospital for 2 days. But with Eris, I started contracting too much. So I had to go to the hospital and I had to get a steroid shot 2 days in a row. And then even when I was taking the McKenna shot, I stopped. I skipped the last shot on purpose just because I was just over being pregnant. And I wanted to low-key see if the McKenna shot is what was keeping her in me, or if it was just like, okay, you know, that was just a one-time thing that I went into preterm labor. So I stopped taking the shot. And then like that shot, I think would have lasted me an extra week because I take that shot every week. So the shot would have lasted me an extra week. So I stopped taking the shot. And I think 2 days after I missed the shot appointment, I went into labor. Like I had her 20 days early. And then when I think back on it, like with Renaya, I had the shot 20 days. I mean, I didn't have the shot. I didn't even know anything about it. Nothing. I didn't know I had issues with labor. I mean, with pregnancies or nothing. So after Renaya, when she was in my stomach, I ended up having her 20 days early too. And I thought it was just because I was really stressed about a situation with my nephew, thinking his dad was going to kidnap him. It was like a whole situation. But that night I went into labor with her and she was 20 days early. So it's kind of like, okay, I thank God it didn't happen with my first, because I feel like that would have been even more traumatizing. Especially, I guess, I mean, no one Renaya now. It's like, I couldn't imagine. But, so I stopped taking the shot a week before Eris was, I stopped taking the shot a week early. And I ended up going into labor 2 days later. And when I was reading online, people were saying, like, once they stopped the shot, they went into labor within, like, a week. So, I mean, that was my point, to kind of see if the shot is what was doing it. And because of the fact that I went into labor right after, I remember I went into labor the day I found out my niece was a girl. I went with my sister to do an ultrasound, and I just remember feeling so much pressure that day because we were walking around Walmart and we were just driving. And then I went into labor that night. And that was the first time my water ever broke. Like, my water never broke with none of my pregnancies. But with that being said, it's basically like that's what all my pregnancies will be from now on. So I had to go see the specialist today for the first appointment. And the specialist is who I wanted to confirm, because, mind y'all, nobody's done. Where is Baker's at? I was going to get some pizza and some fries, but I can't find Baker's. But yeah, I didn't want to really speak on it because, like, I kid you not, y'all, like, I low-key wasn't even sure if I was still pregnant up until today either. Just because, like, I don't know, like, stuff just paranoids me. Every little, like, sharp pain or anything, I just assume it's something bad. And, like, I don't dwell on it to where it's like, oh, I'm not gonna, I know I miscarried. I don't do that. It's just one of those things that it's in the back of my mind. Like, it will be just my luck. I let it be known, and then something happens, or, you know, the doctor tells me, oh, there's no heartbeat, or, you know, just anything. And I don't know why I have all this anxiety. I think just the death of my son just doesn't help it. But I don't know. But I was like that with Renaya too, like, to where up until she was pretty much born, it didn't even hit me that she was there. Like, it hit me, like, as far as, like, my stomach growing and all that stuff, but it just didn't hit me. It didn't hit me. Because I just hear too many stories about things happening, and it's just like, it just overpowers the happy feeling of it. But now that I know, a doctor actually just confirmed it though. Well, I mean, doctors already were confirming it, but just to know that, okay, they confirmed, the specialist confirmed everything's fine, everything's measuring fine, everything looks good, there's nothing that seems to be wrong. And then I got my blood work back, y'all. Oh, should I make you guys guess what you think it is? I should make you guys guess it, but I'm not gonna do that because I'm gonna record me telling Renaya I bought this cute little card, and I'm gonna put a little something in it to make her read it and kind of realize that I'm pregnant, because it almost got ruined. Like, I told my mom a few weeks ago, and y'all, my mama ain't talking to me right now, so I just told her just because I was just like, just so you don't find out on YouTube. But so she ain't talking to me right now for me to even tell her like Renaya doesn't know or anything like that. So Renaya was talking to her the other day, and Renaya came to me and was just like, because I just happened to joke with Renaya, and I was just like, do I look pregnant? And she was just like, yeah. And so I was just like, you just called me fat? Even though y'all, like, I don't feel fat when I'm pregnant. I love a pregnant body. Like, I swear I would be a surrogate just so I can have the body. That's like the one time you ain't got to worry about nothing hanging out. You ain't got to suck nothing in. It's just like, take me as I am. I love it. I love it. And so I was just joking with her, asking her, and she was just like, yeah. And then she, oh my God, why is everybody going down this little cul-de-sac that I need to bust a Yui Canoe on? But so she came to me and she was just like, you lied to me. Grandma said, am I excited about having a new little brother or sister? And I was just like, I had to cover it up because I was just like, I'm not pregnant, because I did not want her to find out that way. I wanted to tell her. I wanted it to be a surprise. And so I was just like, Grandma's not even talking to me. How would I tell her that? And she was just like, oh, yeah. So I think I was able to cover it up. I don't know. I feel like when I tell her, she's going to be like, I knew it. But she don't know for sure. So I'm going to tell her that. I'm going to give her the little card today, because she told me when she was telling me that my mom told her that or whatever, she was like, I wish you were pregnant, because she took the death of my boy really bad. Like, for a long time she would just cry and just say she missed him and everything. And even though, you know, it's not like she ever met him or anything like that, but just the idea. And so she told me the other day, she was just like, she wished I did have another baby, because we're supposed to have 2 babies. Like, because Eris was born a year after. Card getting too close. Eris was born a year after I lost the boy, and his name was Eris too. His name was supposed to be Eris. His dad named him after him, so we decided to name girl Eris, because the name was just unique, and he had thought of it, and it was his first kid and all that stuff. So she was just like, we're supposed to have 2 babies, two little babies. And she would just be like, if the boy Eris would have been alive, then we would have had 2 babies. So she wants 2 babies. But she was just like, if you do get pregnant, I better be the first one to know. So she ain't the first one to know, but I got to trick her into thinking it. She thinks we're friends. But so I'm going to tell her today, because I just wanted to get the confirmation from the specialist. I just wanted to know, okay, yeah, you are. And he said I was almost 13 weeks. So y'all, like, it's about to go quick. And it'll be a Thanksgiving baby, which is good. I mean, because I don't really care for Thanksgiving as far as like celebrating it and stuff. So at least there will be a birthday to celebrate for that month. But yeah, so I'm gonna tell her, and then I'm gonna tell my boyfriend. So I'm gonna try and record it, you guys, and then you guys can see the reactions. Because also, you guys, I found out the sex. So I'm having, drum roll please, another girl. So it's gonna be triple threats. Another girl. As much as I want my boy, I just tell myself I ain't gonna stop till I get a boy. I've always wanted boys though, but I love my girls. I think I needed my girls too. But if it would have been a boy, I would have been done. Like, this would have been it, at least for the most part. Like, I'll never permanently tie my tubes or anything like that, but it would have been it. Like, I would have been making sure, like, I'm not getting pregnant anytime soon. But now that it's a girl, I'm still open. But then kind of at the same time, like, y'all, since my pregnancies are so, like, up in the air and stuff, it kind of makes me, like, this reminds me of the emotional roller coaster that my pregnancies bring. And I don't really know how much more I can do this. So, I don't know. But, oh my God, my gel and stuff is just all dried up in my hair. Oh, I need to take these out. But, yeah, so Renee will be really excited. I think my boyfriend will be like, oh lordy, another Eris, because Eris is a lot. So I mean, I think I'll still be happy because, you know, it's like a little another Eris. But I know Renee will be really happy because she loves the girls. She loves having girl cousins. She loves having a sister. She don't like boys. So she'll be happy. But yeah, so there you go, you guys. And that's kind of, too, why I haven't really been posting lately, because I don't have an appetite like that right now. Like, I haven't gotten to that fun, I get to eat anything I want stage yet. It's all been just, like, I'm hungry, I'm starving, but the second I start eating, it's like, I don't even want this anymore. And that's not a video. That's not a video. And then I wanted to start my workout stuff, but then once I started finding this out, it was just like, I can't even do that. I mean, I know you can work out when you're pregnant, but at the same time, it's like, for what I wanted to do, like my keto and fasting and all that stuff, I don't know how healthy that would be with this, especially with my history of passing out from not eating enough salt. So I don't know. But hold on, y'all. I'm about to order some French fries.
Would you like to try our family meal deal today?
No, thank you.
Go ahead and order whenever you're ready.
Can I get 2 fried normuses?
Okay.
And that's all.
Alright, global 5, thank you.
Thank you. I'm getting some French fries because I'm getting a pizza, but I don't. They like to eat stuff with their pizzas, so I'm getting the Baker's fried normus. It's like a half pound of fries, I think, or more. But yeah, y'all. So that kind of explains what's been going on with me. I would have wanted to say something earlier, but I don't know, y'all understand, like, you just want that confirmation. And then they say too, like, don't even mention it to people. Like, don't even speak on being pregnant until you pass the first trimester. Which I wasn't even trying to, like, aim for the first trimester before I said anything. I just needed a confirmation because no doctors were really giving me direct answers. It was all, it could be this, it could be this. So, yeah. But I don't know. I was going to say I'm excited. It still hasn't hit me. It still hasn't hit me. Like, I'm relieved. I'm relieved. Because of everything that happened, it still to me doesn't seem normal. So I'm relieved that it was nothing. And one of the nurses too, like the nurse that called me and told me my results for the HCG, that pretty much told me that my doctor said I'm probably further along or slowly miscarrying. She was just like, mom to mom, I bled for like 5 months my entire pregnancy and my son was healthy. So that kind of, I swear people feel bad for me. Like, people just don't know what to do. They don't know how to take, like, they don't know what to do. They don't know what to say. They just want to give me any kind of information to kind of just make me feel like a sense of relief, which I appreciate because, man, I don't like this whole not knowing stuff. But, yeah, so I see my doctor again on the 1st of June. It's just going to be a hectic year because I have things that I needed to do this year. But with all these appointments now, it's kind of like, it's going to hold me off a little bit. But, I mean, what can I do? Nothing. Just deal with it. But I'm gonna go ahead and stop because y'all know I don't like making hour-long videos. Yeah, so thank you guys for listening. I hope that kind of explained some things and explained my absence on YouTube lately, and yeah. But I want to thank you guys for watching, especially if you watched to the end. Go ahead and thumbs up, share, like, subscribe if you have not already, and hit your post notifications so you can know when my next video will be uploaded.
What is this?
Hold on, baby. Open it. It's $1 million. Stop, Eris. Stop. Stop, girl.
I thought that was some money. It's a girl. What you want to see my mouth? Is that it? Oh,
There's another one of these. Aren't you happy?
No.
You're not happy? Dang. I would say rude. You're gonna have even more grays.
I know they're growing right now.
Who is this from? Who is this from?
DJ.
Alright. What is this? What is this? Is it a Chris? Is it a birthday?
Eris, don't step out there, girl.
Is it a birthday present?
Yeah. It's a birthday present for life.
For life? For life? What's this? What's this?
Hello. You barefoot outside.
You didn't finish it. Did you read it? Oh, hey, come on, look close to the camera. Did you?
Yay!
You didn't read the back.
Oh.
You happy?
Yeah.
Look at Ellis.
Eris, get your little butt in here. You're gonna have another one of those.
Is that what your doctor's appointment was for?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Get the picture.
That was money.